The season 30 premiere was so much better than last season's premiere. We had some great dances, some unimaginable surprises from some of them, and a partnership making Dancing with the Stars history, but in the USA version, by the way. How's it going, guys? It's Eric Sharkey, aka Dancing with the Stars superfan, back with another video, and we will be recapping everything that happened during the premiere of their milestone 30th season of Dancing with the Stars. We got the dance numbers back, and more importantly, we have a live audience once again. So I was right the first time I mentioned it to you guys. If I gave you guys the wrong info the last video I did, I apologize for that. The audience is on the second floor, while the first floor, the couples were watching the dances. Usually I do all the judges' comments in all my episode recaps that I do. However, since there are 4 judges and 15 stars this season, I'll be downsizing it this time. I'll be telling you guys my thoughts and opinions on each dance, and some of the judges' comments here and there. Not all of it, but some of it. Also, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and smash that like button, and also turn on that post notification bell to keep you up to date for more upcoming content from my Dance with the Stars channel. So without further ado, let's get right into the episode recap. First up is Melanie C and Gleb dancing the cha-cha-cha to her single from the Spice Girls, Wanna Be. Usually when you are first onto the ballroom dance floor, you are usually nervous and trying to get comfortable and settled in, but Melanie C went out there and danced like she always did during her time on the Spice Girl. Man, I love that confidence in her, by the way. Despite some of the things she needs to work on, it didn't matter to the judges whatsoever. So judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 7, Len a 7, Derek a 6, Bruno a 7, giving them a score 27 out of 40. Her dancing outfit that she wore during the routine reminds me of her outfit that she wore during their music video of Wanna Be. In that music video, she wore an orange tank top, blue sweatpants, and athletic sneakers. She wore a dancing outfit with orange at the top and a blue skirt. Also, they revealed to us that it is the group's 25th anniversary of their first studio album, which was released back in 1996. Next up is The Miz and Whitney dancing the Cha-Cha-Cha to Butter by BTS. I felt like the dance wasn't too bad. He was a tiny bit stiff, but the judges didn't have an issue with that. But the judges need him to lay down the moves and not be too hard on the moves. Also, the only thing Len said to him, better than expected. And the judges' scores are, they were all 6s from the judges, giving them a score 24 out of 40. Next up is Iman and Daniela dancing the jive to Hey Ya by Outkast. Usually NBA players and certain people that are tall that do the jive are very stiff. I really like his musicality and he exceeded my expectations a little bit, but Len didn't like the moves in that dance, but Derek was honest with what he was saying, while Bruno and Carrie Ann praised him for his efforts. So the judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 7, Len a 4, Derek a 5, Bruno a 5, giving them a score 21 out of 40. I don't blame you guys on that one. That 4 that Len gave to them was too harsh. Next up is Olivia and Val dancing the salsa to Juice by Lizzo. I knew that Olivia would do well during her first dance. It was clean, crisp, and it had a little bit of spice to it. But the one thing that Derek mentioned that she must work on is her shoulders. But other than that, it was a good dance routine. So the judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 7, Len a 6, Derek a 6, Bruno a 6, giving them a score 25 out of 40. Next up is Jimmy and Emma dancing the tango to The Way I Are by Timberland featuring Carrie Hilson and DOE. Bruno mentioned that the dance was uneven, but there were some positive responses from the judges. His frame was good and all that, but there were some other things that the judges mentioned that he needs to work on in order to stay in the competition. So the judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 6, Len a 5, Derek a 6, Bruno a 5, giving them a score 22 out of 40. Next up is Melora and Artem dancing the tango to Simply Irresistible by Robert Palmer. She even mentioned that she did ballet as a little girl, and it was amazing that she still had the dancing ability that she had before. Even though there were some tiny problems in that dance that the judges mentioned, it didn't matter to them whatsoever. The lines were good and everything, and Derek was more impressed than the other 3 judges. So judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 7, Len a 6, Derek a 7, Bruno a 6, giving them a score 26 out of 40. Next up is Suni and Sasha dancing the jive to Stay by the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. Suni hit every line and moved perfectly. The kicks and flicks were also great as well. Even though Len wanted her to be a little more open, and Bruno wanted to make sure that she is not looking down at the floor while she's dancing, but the main deal is that if the dance was good, that's all that matters. So the judges' scores are, they were all 7s from the judges, giving them a score 28 out of 40. Next up is Cody and Cheryl dancing the tango to Physical by Dua Lipa. He put into some great moves in that tango in the end, and some of them during the routine. It looks kind of promising, but it needs a little bit more work. But it's still the first week, give it some time. Len also mentioned that he is the one to watch this season. They also put in the Peloton bikes on the stage as well, so that was the best part. So judges' scores are, they were all 6s from the judges, giving them a score 24 out of 40. Next up is Amanda and Alan dancing the tango to Dance Again by Jennifer Lopez and Pitbull. That dance brought Carrie Ann to tears, and there were a lot of praises in that dance. I guess her dancing and Broadway background did the trick by being good during their first dance. Her body frame was good, and despite little problems they mentioned, it was still a great first dance. So judges' scores are, they were all 7 from the judges as well, giving them a score 28 out of 40. Next up is Martin and Britt dancing the Paso Doble to You're the Best by Joe Esposito. That soundtrack was from The Karate Kid. The one thing I liked about this routine is the beginning where the crowd was being motivated as he was talking, but the dance was not good to say the least. He wasn't doing much, it was rusty, and Britt was doing everything. But at least the judges were not harsh at him. Instead, they went easy on him because they know he's in his 70s. They did praise him for his effort, and his character, by the way. So the judges' scores are, Carrie Ann a 4, Len a 3, Derek a 3, Bruno a 3, giving them a score 13 out of 40. Next up is Kenya and Brandon dancing the foxtrot to Kiss Me More by Doja Cat featuring SZA. Kenya is by far the most surprised of the night out of them all. Her and Brandon have a great chemistry, and that dance was better than I personally expected. If she keeps it up, she will go farther in the competition. So judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 7, Len a 6, Derek a 6, Bruno a 7, giving them a score 26 out of 40. Next up is Christine and Pasha dancing the tango to Glamorous by Fergie and Ludacris. I felt like Christine did a little better than I expected. Carrie Ann loved her back frame. The judges also point out some critiques that she needs to work on, like being lower on the ground and everything, and Bruno wants her to be more polished. And the judges' scores are Carrie Ann a 6, Len a 7, Derek a 6, Bruno a 6, giving them a score 25 out of 40. Next up is Matt and Lindsay dancing the cha-cha-cha to Give It To Me Baby by Rick James. I really liked his energy and the moves in that dance as well because it really suits him. But I agree with the judges. He needs to work on his footwork and mostly his hips. Usually, tall people have big feet and their footwork is really small. But for Matt, he overachieved it. So judges' scores are, they were all 6s from the judges, giving them a score 24 out of 40. Next up is the real showmance of Dancing with the Stars this season. That is Brian and Sharna dancing the foxtrot to Skate by Silk Sonic. It's really sweet that Brian and Sharna are dancing together, mostly because they are dating. He had some great flow, but Carrie Ann told him he needs to stop looking at Sharna all the time, except for certain moves depending on the dance that you're doing. And Len told him that he needs to work on his footwork. And lastly, his dance wasn't too bad in my opinion. So judges' scores are, they were all 6s from the judges, giving them a score 24 out of 40. And last up onto the ballroom dance floor to wrap up the premiere is the same-sex partnership that we've been excited to see. Is JoJo and Jenna dancing the quickstep to Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet. Man, they saved the best for last for JoJo and Jenna making history by becoming the first same-sex partnership in the show's history. They got the talent, the chemistry, the dance moves, and all of that. The judges usually take points off for slips and falls, but for this one, it was kind of a different story. Even though Jenna fell during the routine, the good thing is she recovered quickly and got back on her feet, and JoJo was able to save her, so well done JoJo. What a great dance routine to end the season 30 premiere of Dancing with the Stars. And the judges' scores are Carrie Ann an 8, Len a 7, Derek a 7, Bruno a 7, giving them a score 29 out of 40, which means they're at the top of the leaderboard. This would mark the first 8 of the season. We haven't seen a judge give out an 8 since season 27, because during seasons 28 and 29, they have been giving out 7s, 6s, and 5s, or whatever. But since it's a great routine, I'll take it. Now let's take a look at the leaderboard from week 1. At the top of the leaderboard are JoJo and Jenna with 29 points, Amanda and Alan and Suni and Sasha tied with 28 points, Melanie C and Gleb with 27 points, a 3-way tie with 26 points, Christine and Pasha, Melora and Artem, and Kenya and Brandon. Olivia and Val with 25 points, a 4-way tie with 24 points, Brian and Sharna, Matt and Lindsay, The Miz and Whitney, and Cody and Cheryl. Jimmy and Emma with 22 points, Iman and Daniela with 21 points, and Martin and Britt at the bottom of the leaderboard with 13 points. So the best dances of the night are Amanda Klutz, JoJo Siwa, Melanie C, and Suni Lee. And the surprises of the night are Christine Chu, Kenya Moore, and Melora Harding. The premiere actually went smoothly than I expected. Nobody was rushing each other, everyone took their time. It's great to have Len back as the head judge, and more importantly, it's great to see Lindsay and Whitney back as well. And I'm really happy that they're bringing the group numbers back, and more importantly, I'm really ecstatic that they brought the live audience back to the Dancing with the Stars ballroom dance floor. I think next week, I believe, is going to be Martin Kove going home first, and I don't know who is going to be at the bottom two with him. We'll just have to wait and see. And lastly, tell me your favorites during the premiere, and which one of your first dances during the premiere were your favorites as well. And who do you think has the odds of going home first? Just leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. For my rating on the premiere, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because I couldn't have asked for a better premiere such as this. So anyways, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eric Sharkey, aka Dance with the Stars Superfan. Catch you next time.